my brother was just giving me a lift back from the pub one night, and I think it'd been the Travellers Rest at Flash, and was having a lift back in his Bedford van, and it was a pretty cold night, and we just got to the top of the bank called Cactar and was just going down, and all of a sudden there's a little kangaroo, and we stopped, and this kangaroo was sort of looking at the headlights, and it was a bit spooked. And I says, "I'm not that drunk, am I, Pete?" And he says, No, that's a wallaby."
All my life I've known about them, been up at the local Roaches, which is the beginning of the Peak District.
I moved into town 35 years ago. Apparently around about that time there were still sightings of the Wallabies that apparently were brought from Australia on an exhibition with a chap called, I think his name was Brocklehurst, Ernest Brocklehurst.
They obviously brought a few different sort of types of animals over there. And then obviously what happened was the Wallabies, they escaped.
They're like the mermaid in the mermaid's pool, aren't they? They are things, they are like legend, really.
5 of them escaped and they bred in the wild. The story is they're still there.
I was about 14 and I was at the adventure camp at Hales Hall School camp, and as part of that we did a trek across the Roaches, and we set off across a long wall, and Mr. Pedley, I think it was, the guy who was instructing us, had already told us about these wallabies and explained to us that wallabies were like small kangaroos, and frankly we didn't believe him. However, as we were walking across, he suddenly encouraged us all to stop, and sure enough, about 20 yards away, there was a small kangaroo, apparently grazing.
I'd be about 12 or 13, which would probably in the mid-50s. And in those days, kids used to just wander off. There didn't seem to be any troubles like we get nowadays. So we'd climb off, walk up to the Roaches, climb up onto the top of them, and take a look at the various animals around, like the yak, which is another one of the leftovers from the zoo Brocklehurst had. Then we used to creep up on the wallabies, and I remember once we got one trapped in this little gully. He came bounding out and knocked me flying, you know. Yeah, made me jump a wee bit at a time, but those were the days, they were good fun.
I was there with my daughters, a couple of the guys climbing, and we were just getting the gear ready, and they ended up, all of a sudden we heard a noise, and then I saw a wallaby's head stick up, obviously, so said to my daughters, just be quiet and that, and then next minute, 2 more stuck their heads up, so there were 3 heads looking at us, straight at us.
It would be about 1988, 89. I was on my way to work, just up at the Roaches there. It was a foggy morning, I think it was in August, one August morning, 1989. We're going down the back of the Roach. Couldn't see where we were hardly going, had the fog lights on. All of a sudden something came across the road, pulled on the brakes, heard the bump, had a look to our left. There was a little small wallaby, jumped over the dry stone wall and ran off into the farm's food.
Another day, Lord, I just gotta find a way.
From the 40s onwards, there were some really severe winters. The winter of 42 and the winter of 47 was very, very severe winters.
Somebody was saying to me about 1992 they thought they'd seen them, and I've not known anybody that since then.
I mean, this year there's been some severe weather up on the Roaches. Could these things survive?
I suppose there was so many of them. There was only so many of them, and then I don't know how the breeding went.
And I heard that there was one that got as far as Ludchurch and fell off a ledge, and is actually now stuffed on display in the museum at Leap Library.
Well, they were down on bottom field by the wall, and they used to total about, just, you could see them wandering about at bottom. There used to be quite a few of them, about 4 or 5.